This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Here we are on Indictment Day. And because so many of you asked, are there going to be t-shirts? Is there going to be merch? Look, I've heard many people in the media talking about today, this is a bad day for America. This is a terrible day for America. And one, I don't believe that. I believe that this reinforces to everyone that no one is above the law, that we are finally possibly living up to the aspirational qualities that we talk about so much, about justice being blind and there not being a two-tiered or multi-tiered justice system. We still have a long way to go, but there is no reason why we can't have a little fun at Donald Trump's expense. And that's where this comes in. You can right now go to dollemore.info or just to the Teespring store. There will be links below in the description and pick up your own Law and Order president. It's not the official mugshot because apparently they've negotiated and he's not going to have a mugshot. But in jumpsuit orange, you can have a mug or just get a die-cut sticker of his, what would have been his mugshot. With the commemorative day, 4/4/23 is his arrest day. There's t-shirts, there's stickers, there's the orange mugs. Anyway, you asked for it, and I delivered. So if you want to buy one for a MAGA American in your family as a celebratory gift, go ahead. You can also buy one for yourself for years to come of this momentous occasion. Today is a good day for America, and it is a scene of chaos outside of the courthouse in Manhattan. Some of Donald Trump's most ardent supporters have showed up on the scene, two of which I'm going to talk about today. One is George Santos, and the other is Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has the gall. I mean, nothing should surprise us anymore about the things that come out of Marjorie Taylor Greene's hole underneath her nose, but she's comparing Trump to Nelson Mandela, the oppressed and persecuted Nelson Mandela in the apartheid state of South Africa, who was imprisoned for years, decades. And she's also comparing Donald Trump to Jesus the Christ, who was also arrested and famously, maybe the most famous victim of persecution, by the Romans, murdered. First, let's get to George Santos, who was on the scene. Here we go.
Let's go, Mets!
Let's go, Mets! The bit that will not die. He actually was there, and the scene was so chaotic that he wanted his moment in the sun. Let's go, Mets! And apparently he was too put off and bothered by the fact that he just couldn't get his 15 minutes of more fame. The press wouldn't leave him alone. They kept asking him questions, so he marched out of there, fleeing. And this was that moment.
I'm doing nothing. I'm leaving.
Are you coming back at all later today?
No, because you guys make it unbearable to be here.
Why are you here then?
I came to support the president, but...
You hear that, you guys? I just wanted to come and support the president. You guys ruined it. You ruined everything for me. Oh, poor me. No, I'm not coming back. Congressman, representative of hundreds of thousands of people in a district, and that's how he acts, like a petulant child who's blaming the media who are there to do their jobs and report on an historic, momentous occasion in the history of this country. Not to be undone, though, outdone. She certainly at some point will be undone. But not to be outdone is Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's doing an interview in the back of a car, and because she was speaking through a loud, like a megaphone, and a bullhorn, and you couldn't even hear what she was saying because of all the raucous noise from the crowd on opposing sides. Very few people showed up and supported Donald Trump, But those who did show up, just in general, drowned her out because she couldn't get it together. So she took to a car, and this is where she compares Donald Trump to Nelson Mandela and Jesus.
President Trump is joining some of the most incredible people in history being arrested today. Nelson Mandela was arrested, served time in prison. Jesus was arrested and murdered by the Roman government. There have been many people throughout history that have been arrested and persecuted by radical, corrupt governments. And it's beginning today in New York City. And I just can't believe it's happening, but I'll always support him. He's done nothing wrong.
You sure that's what you want to go with, Marge? Comparing your ostensibly your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, to your other savior, who's raw dogging porn stars and paying them to keep their mouths shut while his wife is home with their newborn baby. You want to compare him to Jesus? Huh. Look, this is a big day, she says. Who cares? This is awesome. Lots of people got arrested. Nelson Mandela, Jesus. There are lots of people, actually, who have been arrested that we can make comparisons to, direct comparisons to. Steve Bannon, Michael Flynn, Roger Stone, Paul Manafort, Michael Cohen, George Papadopoulos, Rick Gates, Alan Weisselberg, Elliot Brody, George Nader, Tom Barrack. Did I miss any? Oh, I did miss a few. How about the nearly 1,000 of Donald Trump's most close supporters, his most loyal supporters, who attempted to overthrow the United States government by way of overturning a free and fair and settled American election? There are also those, nearly 1,000, maybe at this point, over 1,000 arrests. So yeah, Donald Trump is in good company. It's just one more tick of Donald Trump joining his allies. But there is no low too low for Republicans in general, but specifically Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has the temerity to compare. Again, it's just blasphemy on parade of what she claims to hold so sacred. What do you think about all this? You can comment below. I'll also pin a comment, by the way, to the Law and Order President merch. This is a good day for America. I mean, let's be honest. Maybe that's the question to ask here. You can type it in the comments below. We can talk about it there. You can also leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Or you can email me the old-fashioned way, daily@dollemore.com. Follow me on social media. I will be there all day when I'm not making content, recording the podcast a little later. At Dollemore is where I am there. And you can support my work, one, by getting yourself a mug, a Donald Trump mug shot mug. That worked out well, didn't it? Or a t-shirt or a sticker. All the proceeds of this go to supporting the show, and I appreciate you guys very much. Anyway, I love you guys. I will see you next time. I'm going to be back today. Once the indictment is released, I'm going to get back on. I'm going to read through it. We're going to talk about it, and that should be informative and, as good a time as if you're nerdy about politics and history, it'll be a good time. Anyway, I'll see you until then. Be genuine. Take care of one another.